Alright, so I want to talk about 5 reasons why I'm leaving Belgium. Starting with the first one, that's most obvious. The reason is very simple. It's finances. Since the VED, even a couple of years before, everything started going up in price and it didn't really stabilize. And what I mean by that is that basically you may earn a little bit more, but eventually it's either taxes or through consumerism you will lose that extra money. In saving money as a person alone, living by yourself as an adult, working a job, it's not going to work out. You will not be able to save your money, let alone be able to purchase things that you can consider as an investment in the future. And since that margin could become slimmer and slimmer, I just completely stopped thinking about it, because every time I am able to save a little bit, literally a month or 2 or 3 later, I lose it for whatever reason. And it's out of my control, and that makes me not want to stay here, because then I cannot invest in something that will be good for me in the future, in the long run. So that's number 1. And then number 2 is love, romance, relationships. I'm not talking about friendships, I'm talking about romantic relationships and interests. Now everybody knows the saying that, yeah, you know, like Western women, it's over, it's done, it's pointless. You know, it's the only option you have is to stay single or to move abroad, go overseas, relocate, GEOMAXX, passport Bromax. And yeah, that's basically what I'm doing, or what I'm going to do. I kind of gave up on the idea and the notion that I will be able to find someone here, because after all those years, how many long-term relationships did I have? How many long-term relationships was I in? I had one that lasted for 5 years and was an engagement. I thought that that would last. That was when I was in my mid-20s and in my prime. It didn't last. And the second one, and before that, none of them were any good. These were all women from non-European backgrounds, born or at least raised in Western Europe, and even coming out of traditional households and values, whether it was through culture or religion. It just didn't work, because those people, those women, had issues, and what they demanded and what they expected out of a relationship and the way they put themselves in the relationship, it wasn't for me. It was unhealthy, it was toxic, and it did more damage than anything else. And I just wasted my time, my energy and my money, and I can't get back. Now I'm in my mid-30s, then I was in my mid-20s, and I feel like I wasted all those years and all that time, that money and that love. So that's number 2. All right, number 3 is unvetted immigration. There are a lot of migrants coming here. There's a large portion that has to do with the conflict in Ukraine. There's a large portion that has to do with the conflict in Afghanistan. There's a large portion that has to do with the conflict between Israel and Palestine, America, Lebanon, all these countries. And now we're not talking about terrorism in Africa, like Nigeria, for example. So there are a lot of sub-Saharan, Middle Eastern, African countries where a lot of young men between 14 and 50 are coming over. And all men want the same thing. They want money, they want accessibility to the essentials of life, food and shelter and job opportunities, and they want women, they want sex. So all these things combined in an unvetted manner, in an unfiltered way, brings conflict, social and cultural and religious conflict, because homogeneous societies, they're balanced out for the majority of the time. But if you bring in people that aren't the same in dealing with life or seeing themselves in life, or other people beyond their tribe, then it's not going to work out like putting salt and pepper together, because there is always going to be issues. And it shows itself in everyday news, whether it's fake news, real news, manipulated news. There is always something going on. And I personally don't want to be part of that, stuck in that, or responsible for that, because I'm a man and I'm straight. Also, I'm not Caucasian. All right. So number 4 is basically being stuck in a blue-collar job. I've worked for Big Pharma as a contractor for many years, for 15 years. Originally, I started out working for the government as a white-collar job, but then that ended because I was temporary and I was for people that just graduated to give them some job experience. So it went from a white-collar job to a blue-collar job, and then I've been doing it for 15 years, right? And at some point in time, I just grew out of it. Right now, I'm done with it. I don't enjoy it anymore. I don't feel like I want to do it anymore. I don't feel like I want to continue. I don't see the point anymore in it. And I want to move on. I want to actually be self-employed, self-reliant, and create something of my own that I can pass on. And I can't do that when I'm doing this job where you don't have any career opportunities. The extra money you get or the job opportunities you get is so limited that it doesn't make any difference at all. The only difference it makes is that you gotta pay more taxes and you don't keep anything. So there is no profit to take out of it, to get out of it. And I'm so tired of it. All the times, all the years of loyalty, and what do I have to show? There's nothing I have to show. There's nothing I can share. And I'm so tired of it. I'm really so tired of it. And I just feel like if I'm not gonna take any steps into a direction that suits me the most, that will help me, then it's pointless. Okay, so that's the thing that also pushes me away from leaving this country, because after so many years you would think that I would get the opportunity to improve all my things, like my social status and my financial status, that almost reaching 40, climbing up the ladder of being 40 would have opened up at least one door, right? No, it didn't. Sadly enough, it didn't. And that brings us to number 5. So number 5, it's just that I'm tired of this country in general. Health-wise, it's just terrible. Pollution, what they're doing in the skies, it has a direct impact on your immune system. It makes you tired. It breaks your immune system down, that you're more susceptible to becoming sick. These seasonal flus that you can catch more easily. That's something I'm tired of, being tired all the time, not being able to have any energy to do anything productive for myself. And it's just something, unstable weather. That's also something that you can say that is a problem. It's like they'll grant you 1 or 2 days of sunshine, and then afterwards you get weeks, like 3 weeks of rain. So throughout the entirety of the year, most of the time, it's February weather. It's late February weather or early March weather. And that's basically in Celsius between 8 and 15 degrees maximum. Rain, mist, fog, and the wet, like moist climate, and terrible air quality. So forget your vitamin D, even if it's sunny right now and kind of goes against what I'm saying. This is exceptional what I'm showing. So forget the vitamin D, forget the air quality, the oxygen, So how, as a human being, can you fully function without turning into a damn zombie? Okay, so these are like 5 reasons that to me make the most sense why I, as a man in my mid-30s, feel the need, I have no choice, to leave. Because at this point in time, I'm becoming a refugee. I am forced to flee my home country that I'm born in because of those 5 reasons. Because I personally predict, with what I can sense and feel, and using my rational mind, that this is not gonna last and this is not gonna end well. Unless, of course, there is change. But that depends on the people and the locals. If people remain in a state of submission, it's the guillotine. If people stand up and rise like a lion, it's victory.